All right. Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is Monday. So, a third of the world has already been trading, and things are rolling along here. You can see here, there's the. Let's put some sound to this. There we go. You can see that. There's the Swiss this morning, still moving down. The dollar is kind of flattish to down. You can see that there. There's Bitcoin up there. Let's see what we got going on with that. Okay. Let's move over to. Let's see. So that was Friday, right? Yeah, that's Friday right there. That's the close in a sell. Let's go to the currencies. Where is it? None of these currencies are filling in. What's up with this? Let me close this. Restart that. The currencies are not showing up on our system. Everything else is showing up, but not currencies. Let's try that. Open again. And let's go to that Forex and see if that does it. Nothing so far. Having a currency problem there this morning. There's a Swiss, but we're not getting any fill-in on that. All right, well, we'll go back over to the other products to see if everything is ticking away. Let's just double check if we're getting a feed or not. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's moving. Maybe not. Yeah, it's ticking. So I guess we're just having a feed problem with the currency, so we just use Dukascopy. As you can see here, the J4X is moving down right there, and it'll probably fill in a little bit because we are getting. It was moving. I just saw it moving again. Let's just double check, and let's just do something a little bit more active right there. Yeah, it seems very sluggish this morning. That's what it is. It's not real. Oh, there you go. It ticked again. But it's very sluggish. I'm not sure what that's all about, but I'm sure it will straighten out. So anyway, we're seeing the weakness in the. Let's check the fact check spreadsheet also at the same time, and that is the Swiss. That's line 21. It's 4 days in a sell, and 1 week in a sell. So the pressure is still on, and you can see here on J4X how low we've gotten down in here, and you can see the white line is nowhere near piercing these dots right there. You can see the purple line's moved up, so there's some strength in that, which is kind of telling us that they want to sell it down even more. And you can see we've broken the 90 area, and it just keeps on sliding along. So that's where we're at with the Swiss dollar pair trade, which usually is indicative of seeing the rest of the dollar show weakness at the same time. All right, let's jump over to the euro. Right. Let's see, right there. Let's see, we'll find it in a second. Euro against the dollar. There it is. Trading at 121. Also, that is line 14 on the fact check spreadsheet. We're looking at 7 full weeks now in a buy. And you can see this thing has been moving up, and away. That's just 4 weeks right there. And if we tighten it up more, you can see we've been in a buy since back in here. Since this area here, we've been in a weekly buy. And you can see that pressure is on the upside. Very much so. And then on the daily, let's see, where is it at? Right there. 9 days. So 2 full weeks, basically. So this whole move that's been going up has been a buy in the daily, a buy in the weekly. They both have been doing it. Let's check our currency and see if it's doing anything. It's still not loading. I'm not sure what the data problem is. Let me just double check something here. Let's see, watch. Let's see if the currencies are updating on just a regular thing. Seems like it's moving along slowly. Let's see if we go like this. GBP. Enter. Forex. What is that doing here? Close. Let's try that one more time. Let's try USD. USD Swiss. Enter. Let's see. Why are you not updating? Selected. Okay. That. Against the Swiss. Add. Yes. No. Let's see. Close. Oop. Where'd it go? Nope, not there. It just disappeared on me. Just trying to figure out why we're not getting our currencies this morning out of nowhere. Let me just take a quick look one more time so We can try to figure this out. Enter. That's giving me question marks. Okay. So our broker is having a problem with the data feed on currencies this morning. All right. That's the way it goes, I guess. Once in a while, it gets wacko like that. All right. Now, let's remove that one. Delete. And do that one. Delete. Just trying to make it more efficient. Delete. There we are. All right. So we're not getting a data feed for our currencies at the moment. Bummer. All right. We'll be able to see other things, but we won't be able to see our currencies and where our math is live. But what we can do is tell you just a generality. And, well, we can see where it was on the fact check spreadsheet. So we'll be able to see that. Ferris, how you doing? We're having currency problems here this morning on the data feed. We got everything else like Bitcoin and S&Ps and let's see, where's that? Right there. You can see that. We have grains. Everything else seems to be wanting to tick away. But right now we are not seeing anything else but that. And it's very lethargic too at the same time. All right. Off a wide market in some ways. All right. AR, how you doing? Good morning to you. So we'll just use the J4X, which is just as fine. You can see here on the Swiss, not the Swiss, the euro against the dollar, showing some strength still in here. Pressing up, and as I said, line 14, we're 7 weeks in a buy and 9 days in a buy. There's a lot of strength there, and the white line has not pierced these dotted lines. You can see a little weakness coming in because of the CCI is trying to break down a little bit, but nothing major here. The overall trends are up, and away. And let's see what else we got going on here. I guess that's about it with the cable, with the euro. Let's see what the cable looks like. Right there. There's cable. Now cable's showing a little weakness. That's not it. It's a Canadian cable. Wrong one. Dollar cable right there. There we go. Now I think that's come down from the 134 area, so we're seeing some real pressure in that. Let's see where we are. I think we were just on the edge of a sell on Friday, but we just missed it. And we were 8 weeks in a buy and 4 days in a buy, and I would say that without a doubt we are definitely through the sell number at the moment. I can tell you that. Because I was looking at it last night and seeing the weakness of it. Let's see if you're doing fine. Excellent, AR. Glad it's a Monday morning. Usually everybody's kind of like exhausted. Can we check out indexes today? I am short Dax. Let's see what Dax is. And then AR is looking at can I go short on S&Ps? Okay, let's take a look at both of them then. So right there, and let's see if we can find the Dax. There's the Dax ETF here in the States, and let's put it up on J4X too at the same time. Dax. Is it the Zetra? Which one do we see there? There's the. I understand they're expanding that, aren't they expanding it to like 40? They're adding 10 more companies or something like that. You can see here it's trying to roll over. On this, we've broken the white line for the last couple of days. We just survived the weekly buy right there. Where's it at? We're 2 weeks in a buy. And let's see where we have it here. You see it here? This is the Dax. This will get going. And it's okay. So it's showing. No, it's not showing it live yet. It'll start showing it in 21 minutes. We'll see this live. This is the ETF in the United States. And you can see here it's in a daily sell for the last few days. And you can see here on J4X there's pressure on it there. So that looks like it's breaking down, and we'll come back to this in 20 minutes and take a look at it again for you when how it's trading in the States. And now let's go for AR. AR, we have the futures on that, so we can go right there. There's the S&P. Trying to break down a little bit, still a green dot. You can see same thing with it went into a weekly buy last week, and it's not acting very well so fast. Look at that, it's just right on the edge of the weekly sell, and we're still in a buy. So don't short it yet. Let's wait for it to, needs to get down a little bit further. This could be tomorrow's business, as they used to say in the hedge fund industry. When I used to work in the hedge fund industry, we'd say it's not today's business, it's tomorrow's business. So I think you want to AR. I think you want to wait a little bit on that short. Okay. I mean, we can see it's all trying to roll over, but we don't really, feel comfortable saying go get short off of that, because we'd like to see it in a daily sell. We like to see it below the weekly sell line at least, something like that. And right now it's not doing that. And so Ferris, we're going to come back, and AR at the end of the webinar, we'll take another quick, we can look at it a couple more times throughout the webinar to see if it does any, real selling, or if it's just going to stumble along like that right now. All right. Let's see. Let's try the Forex again. Nothing so far. Nothing so far. I wonder if I have to close it and reopen it. I don't know. I'll do it after the webinar, since we're seeing most of our stuff. And so I'll just take it as it's the brokerage house having a problem with currencies. And let me put that back up there. There we go. And this is grains. See that? We're seeing the grains. And so they're updating. There's soybeans minus. So it's just a brokerage house problem for me. All right. Where do we go from here? Let's minimize that. Let's see. Go like that. Boom. Gone. Yeah, the currencies are not updating. I got them on a separate thing now, and they're not doing any. They're not giving any data feed. Nothing's going on, so they must be having a mechanical problem. I should probably check my email. They're probably telling me that it has gone kapooey. Your currency feed has gone kapooey. Let's see. Nothing in that email. All right, we'll have to check one of the other emails and double check. Yeah, let's wait around and see what's going on with the product there. Let me see. Right here, there's an email. Oh, that's interesting. I don't see anything particular about it. Nothing in the emails. I guess after the webinar, I'll go chase it down. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to play technical analysis or IT, be the IT guy during the webinar. Let's see, view paper. Oh, let's delete that. Just double checking the emails to see if I can figure out what's going on there. All right, so let's move along the currencies. We'll just use J4X. It's just as good. And we have the spreadsheet to back us up, and then we'll be able to have a better live feed when it finally updates somewhere, whenever today. Let's see. Now let's jump over to, where'd we go? We were at British pound. So let's take a look at Turkish Lira. Turkish Lira made it to 53. Where is that? That is line 17. 53 weeks, but 6 days in a sell. Now look at that. They're trying to pick this thing up again. So, tough. It's tough. Wait a second. 9. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. All right. That's the euro one. Dollar Turkish Lira. I was going to say 9. That's the Japanese Turkish Lira. How about that? There's a few of them out there now. And they lifted it back up into this, I guess, the higher end of the 70s. And would like to see this white line here get through the dotted line. So right now we are line 17. We could be really threatening the weekly this week. I can't wait to see when my... Oh, did it update? Let me just double check. I'll minimize that and then put the data feed up there, because that'll start to tell us, nope, it's not updating yet. So we're not getting any currency update. Darn. Would have been nice to have, I should have had that opened earlier this morning. At least it would have been static, but we would have be able to see where it's at. I will learn my lesson from that today. All right, let's jump over to Canadian and see what the Canadian is looking like. Let's see. Oh, AR says, I would like to know, Doc, what could you tell me about the Swiss franc, the euro, and the Japanese yen? Right now, the Swiss franc is, let's go back to that. It's still heading down. Let's go back to that right there. And it's holding up a little bit. You can see it's trying to bounce, but overall, the pressure is on the downside, and line 21. It's in a weekly sell for the week, and it's been 4 days in a sell. So the pressure's on the downside. So I guess any strength would be something you want to sell there. On the euro, let's double check that. The euro, let's see. Let's try this here. Euro. I'm going to open up one of my others too at the same time. There's a euro. Let me do this. Let me open that up over here. Let's minimize that for a second. Close that. And let's see. Where is it? Right there. Doc's going to put up another data feed just to make sure. And I might start feeding my charts from that if it happens, if it's going to give us this issues here. Okay. Let's see. And then just put this in. I want to just see. All right, let me just double check real quick. Let's check real quick. And the answer to that question is, I just want to make sure I have another account with the same brokerage account. I have 2 of them. So, let's see. Let me just double check that. Yep, that's right. All right, let's see what happens. I just want to make sure that it's a systemic problem overall. Let's see. Authenticating, come on. Authenticate. But yes, there's the euro. You can see it's showing firmness. And due to the fact that it's been 9 days in a daily buy. Okay, where are you? What? Let's try that one more time. Let's just double check that. Okay, messing up here a little bit. Let's try this again. That's right. And then let's just shift that. Let's see what that does it. Let's see what sends it now. I think my brokerage account is having issues. Some things are working and some things are not. So they must be having a breakdown on Monday. It's a breakdown Monday. Let's see. AI was saying I would like to, and the Japanese yen. Let's see the Japanese yen. Let's see what they're doing. The Japanese yen. That's dollar yen. So let's see. Right there. I think they were on the edge also. That was very fascinating. It's been 11 weeks. Is it 11 weeks? Now it's 12 weeks. See it there on line 19? 12 weeks in a sell, but it was very close to going into a weekly buy last week and then failed at it. And then 2 days in a sell. And you can see here it's trying to lift up from Friday's close. So all right, let's try this one more time. Double checking. Alright, that's there. Case sensitive. Yeah, I agree. Case sensitive. And then there we are. Oh, wrong spot. So I gotta back that out and get rid of that. I'm just trying to get up and see if I can get a better feed in our currencies. And I'm going to try another account I have, but it's not the same house. So let's see if it's systemic across America right now, where we're not getting our currencies. You know, in other words, some type of snafu. All right, now let's try opening something else up. Let's try it right here. Mouse, where are you? So yeah, on the current, my opinion right now is stand to the side until I can figure out what's going on with the currencies from my work. Oop, did I get something? Nothing so far. I'm getting some odd situations where we must have a data feed problem over here in the States on some stuff. Now, we're getting S&Ps and we're getting grains, but we're not getting currencies. Let's see what this says. All right. Yeah, so my opinion is hold up a few minutes until we get some better data feed. Because I want to see where it's at in my work. So until I see where it's at in my work, we can only just say what we saw, but not what it is at the moment. Let's see what's going on here. Not seeing what it is. Okay. Yeah, they're having a problem at that house. There's definitely going on. Something's going on there. All right, now, so that's what my opinion is. Wait a few more minutes until I can get a better feed. I just want a third-party quote because we're looking at hinky ashy bars, and they're not. They're a lagging indicator, and so it's not something I feel comfortable about making an opinion about. I like to see where the raw chart is. Not that I can see that Dukascopy is right. 104.19, 4 at 6, or 8 now. You know, 19.8, 19.5, nice tight market, but I can't see. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Let's see. Here we go. Now I'm getting up on something. There we are. No, that didn't work. Let's try that one more time. There we go. And let's see. It's starting to open up now so I can see what's going on there. I think 3 minutes has gone by, isn't it? Let's try this again. Okay, there we are. Continue. All right, I'm going to have an answer for you in about 30 seconds. This is not bad. We got one of them to open up. All right, there we go. All right, now let's go into the currencies. Let's see, let's try him. For FX, there we go. Dollar Swiss. I want to see dollar Swiss to start off with. Then I'll go through your list. There's dollar Swiss. All right, so the Swiss is lifting up compared to Friday's close. See, that's what the hinky ashy kind of hides. I can't see that. And so I have a settlement of like 89. Was that 88? That's a low. Are they not giving me the quotes? Well, let's try this. Let's widen that out. There we go. All right, so it's pretty much unchanged for today. So that's not too bad. It had to move up into the 89.44 area. So that's not too bad. Let's see. Let's minimize that for a moment. And so let's see, I'm looking for something outside the dollar since the dollar has fallen a bit. Outside the dollar, and what do you want to do with it? I was thinking of going long. Something long outside the dollar. Oil's in dollar, so you don't want to do that. Gold is in dollar. Silver's in dollar. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, but we're seeing pressure. That we're seeing live. Bitcoin, in essence, is kind of against the dollar, in opposition of it. Let me just put it back up there again. Let's go to Bitcoin right there. There's December Bitcoin futures. You see, that's yesterday. That's not today. We're not seeing an update on that either. A little data feed problem here in the States. Looking bet something. So I guess, let's see, where is it at? Let's see what this is doing. So right now, I'm looking at Swiss. Swiss is towards the lows of the day. See how Inky Ashy can hide that. Notice how it's green here. See, it's doing that. Whereas the actual spot is trading close to the low of the day. So today's low was, actually it's not really reflecting. What is today's low? We're not getting highs or lows. I'm just seeing a bar of 89.13. Let's go back to Swiss on J4X. Right there. Yeah, see, it's 89.13. There you go. That's better. So we are seeing that it's accurate. Look at that. Even the lagger is showing us the weakness. It's showing weakness in there. So the dollar is still fading. All right. So you were looking at the euro. Let's see what the euro is too. Now let me just go to the euro on this one. There we go. Now the euro is backing off also. Let's line that out. And they have made a new low today and has come back up, but it's almost unchanged. Right there. So you can see that. You can see that the doing the same thing. Well, not really, isn't it? That's the euro. And euro is kind of below yesterday's. It should be below that bar right there. But Hinky Ashley does an average. So it kind of messes with it. But you see the low there. It was down low today, and it's still right there right now because I've got it trading at 120.80. What is that? Is that right? No, I have it trading at 121.15, just like Dukascopy does. So it's trading at 121.16 right now. So that is, kind of like just a little unchanged from yesterday. Nothing major, but the pressure is on. Yeah, Bitcoin, we look at the Bitcoin through a futures contract, and for some reason, it's not updating either. So we're having some data feeds over here having a lot of issues. But luckily we have J4X, so we can look at things there, and I have my other account I can look at here. But we're definitely having some issues here. The currencies are not updating at all on one service. Now, the one out of Canada that I use is updating, but it seems like the problem is in the States here. So that's odd. All right, and then what was it? The yen. Let me just take a look at the yen to give you a better flavor of that, because I just need to see not the Hinky Ashley, but the general bar itself. All right, so now when it comes to the wrong one right there, and same situation, pretty much unchanged from Friday with the yen. Let me just go back to that too on the Hinky Ashley. Dollar yen. Right there, it's showing the firmness, and at the same time, like I said, the weekly, I remember that specifically. It was really close for a couple of days. We thought we were going to see the yen last week close in a weekly buy, and it did not. They faded it at the very end. So I think it's everything is, to me, because I can't see my math. I'm saying I can do some calculations to do it by hand, but I'm not sure if it's really worth it. I think it would be smarter for you to wait till tomorrow. The idea is to have an accurate trade, not just a shooter's trade where you just throw the dice, Try to have a little bit more educated opportunity, mathematically inclined, as I like to say. And so you can see here, let's see, let me just go back to your thing there. Let's see, where did it go? Are we just like losing everything, or what? What is going up here? Let me see the chat line again. There we go. And so, let's see, the questions of I would like to know, Doc, what could you tell me about the Swiss? These three right there. I can't really tell you much because I'm not getting my data. I can give you some raw numbers and tell you if you know, like right now it's trying to, like the yen dollar yen pairs trade is trying to go into a daily buy. I can tell you that right now. It's pushing to go into a daily buy. In other words, it's above the line at the moment. Let me see what I can tell you about the other two. I can tell you that. And then that'll help you a little bit, but I would wait. Now on the Swiss, we are still in a sell. You know, it's still on a daily sell with no problem. The Swiss is, which means the dollar is going down. And then on the euro, the dollar-euro pairs trade, or euro-dollars pair trade, that is pushing into a sell also. Okay, so it wasn't a buy for, where is it at here? On the spreadsheet, that's line 14. It's been in a buy for 9 days. It is flirting with going into a daily sell at the moment as we speak. So I don't think I'd be trying to play those three right now. I guess the best of all would be is to be long the yen, maybe. That would probably be the out of the three, or be short the Swiss. Those two. Out of those three situations, the two would be the short the Swiss or long the yen. That's probably about the best way to describe that. And I'm sure we'll be all straightened out in a couple hours, and I'll have my charts back up. I don't even know when this died, because I was looking at it no more than 3 hours ago, and it was doing fine, and then I closed everything, cleaned everything up. And I'm sad that I did that, I can tell you that, because at least we would have had charts that we've given you a visual of what we're talking about here. All right, let's drift over. Oh, let's do this too. Let's go take a look at the S&Ps. Now the S&Ps look like they're trying to lift up a little bit more here since the last we looked at them. And let's see how they're moving up just a little bit right there with the bar chart. See that? It's moving closer. So they're off their lows here. Now obviously the weekly is going to stay like that, you know, as long as it's sideways in here. And if it breaks down, obviously we're going to start to see some pressure, and it's going to get us through the weekly number this week, maybe by Wednesday. Could be even today if they knock it down harder. So let's watch those things at the same time. And I think, again, if you're talking about a 24 to 48 hour trade, let's wait for these numbers to line up before you get involved in it. How's that sound? Is that all right? Remember, the idea is to make money, not just to trade. All right, where did we leave off on the currencies? I think we left off at the Turkish Lira. I'm going to see the Turkish Lira too. Let me see what that's doing. Dollar Turkish Lira. There we are. Yeah, dollar Turkish Lira. You know, it's breaking down even more. You know, we are. Let's see, where were we in that? We were. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me just double check our weekly, but it would not surprise me if the weekly is actually flirting in the minus this morning. Wouldn't surprise me at all on the Turkish Lira. And that's after 53 weeks. I know we've speculated that we were going to get to 52. We have started to break down. There's no doubt about that. Let me just go back to Turkish Lira on here. Right there. You can see that flattening out and the selling that's been going on. It looks like it's making a dive down in here. I have it trading at 70. Now I'm getting a bad quote on Turkish Lira. I think I'm getting a very bad quote. They have Turkish Lira here trading in the States at 70.04. Dukascopy has it at 70.83. I'm getting one strange quote of Turkish Lira right now. So don't trust that either. We're getting some bad data feeds around here. And I'm seeing an offer of 7.13. None of that's making any sense here. So our currencies are really wacko at the moment. And I would trust the Dukascopy before I would trust ours here in the States. So, all right, now let's jump over to Canadian and see what Canada's doing. Dollar CAD. Right there. Now that's Dominion I'm using, and Dominion is giving us that quote. So that's really curious. Okay, now Canadian dollar, I got it bouncing, playing with its daily buy number. I've got it at 120. Where's it at? 128, just like Dukascopy does. 128.10, getting the same quote there, but our Turkish Lira is way off course. So we have to wait and see what that's doing. You know, it's playing with a daily buy already on the Canadian. We'll see how that goes, but not the weekly yet. So a little pressure on the upside, which kind of always leads us into the oil market. Let me put oil up there just since we're not really using that screen at the moment. And there's oil. You see oil is trying to work down a little bit. Let's see if the data feed backfills. No, we're not even getting backfills. That's on. We're getting a lot of technical issues here. Let's see. So, at the same time, I would say this. I think we are. Where are we at here? I would say that the Canadian is trying to do a little bouncing up at the moment. It's trying to firm up. So be careful, traders, if you're short that thing. It's got a little push to it. We went into the weekly sell. You can see that's line 20. We went into the weekly sell last week on line 20 on the fact check spreadsheet. And we had been 9 days in a sell. Is it 9 days? Yeah, 9 days. No, I see. 3 weeks. I'm sorry. Canadian's been 3 weeks in a sell and 9 days in a sell. So it's been knocking down. And today it's flirting with the daily buy number. So just be a little cautious on that. Maybe it's trying to tell us to take a little profit at this point. So anybody that's been following Doc's math, the idea is to take some profits. Let's see. From here we go to NASCAD. Let's see what NASCAD looks like. Right there. There's NASCAD. A little firmness in there. You can see that. Let's see what it looks like over here. Put some oyster. I need to put some oil on that squeak. There's NASCAD. And wow. Okay, there we go. NASCAD is still down, a little firm, but still down for the day. And that is line 23. So we're 3 days in a sell and 6 weeks in a buy. And that was very close to going into a sell. Very close. Both. Now, what was interesting is NAS dollar was very firm, but NASCAD flirted with the weekly sell, and right now it is flirting with it again. So that usually is indicative of, that's usually a sign that the oil might try to break down a little bit in here. And right now, are we seeing, is this quoting? Yeah, it's changing quotes. There's 89 bid at 91. 92s are offered. Let's take a look at it on Dukascopy too, since we've really got some crazy montage of problem going on here. There you go. Trading at 45.93. Okay, that's cool. Yep. 88, 89 basically bid. And we are at 90 bid at the 90.91. So it's a little tight. 88. Okay, you got a little wide market going on. I guess there's some liquidity problem for Dukascopy at the moment. They're not getting enough trades, so they have to widen the bid and offer. But it's pretty much right on the edge of it all. We're offered at 91 here in the States, and it's 92 now, 93. So it's just a pip over, that's all. And if they don't have enough liquidity, you have to, as a brokerage house, widen your bid and offer because you can't get filled. If you don't, it'll just be problems. So you can see when the Canadian starts to go up, that would be signs that the oil should be going down. Yeah, down, and it's down just a little bit from Friday. So we're let's see, where is futures in that? I'll tell you in a second. Oil is down 37 pips. So there's just a little pressure on it. Whoa. I just saw platinum. Platinum's down $42. Let's check that out. Got some strange things going on here. Let's see. It's trading at 1072. What do I have there? I have it trading at 10:30 at the moment. So this is not the futures contract. Oh, that's Friday's contract. That's not today's. Let's see if we can get today's in there. If we do this, see if we do this. If we make this 24-hour, see if that'll straighten it out. Wow. You can see there's some real data feed problems going on all around this place. And let's check it out on Dukascopy. Let's see what platinum's doing here. I guess we have the gold instead. Gold is down a little bit. Let's try this. Look at that. It's not updating now that I tried to do that. Format. Let's go back to it again. And go to default. There we go. So it's not giving us a data feed there. Let's try this. Let's go to futures and metals. See if I can find platinum. I want to see what platinum is doing if it's really down like that. It does have that look like it might be. Yeah, I got platinum at, is that right? This is coming out of Canada. So we're using 3 sources here. Using US, Canada, and Dukascopy. And I have platinum down $42. There's pressure on this stuff. Interesting. Where's gold at the moment? I just saw copper. Copper's down 28 cents? No, it must be 3 cents. Down 3 cents. Let's see where gold is. And there's today. And gold is down. You can see not playing with the weekly yet or the daily, but it's on the edge because it did climb in there. You see the weekly is just plus still. It closed in a weekly buy last week, and it's not holding up very well at all. And let's see, where's silver at then? Silver's breaking down also. I've got silver down, taking a nice chunk out of that, didn't I? It closed on Friday at 24.25, and right now we're at 23.80. So you're talking about 40 some odd cents. They're really taking a chunk out of a bunch of stuff around here today. And at the same time, we have currencies having issues trying to be able to show us where currencies are at the moment. It's definitely upside down for us on a Monday. Little breakdown. That's what it comes down to. A little breakdown. And then let's see that. Let's see what silver's doing on Dukascopy. Yeah, so 23.71, 68s are bid for, and I've got on the futures contract. That makes sense. Okay. Because it's a future, so it's over the spot, so there's about a 10-cent differential. So it's 78 bid for at 79. So that's not that bad. It's like an 8 cent. And that's usually the way it is. There's usually a premium in the futures contract versus the spot. That's what that arbitrage is for New York to the London to New York. Is they trade the arbitrage of the extra premium in the futures contract, and then they fight the cost. So what they're doing is they're trading against the cost of what it takes to move gold from London to New York to deliver, and try to keep the spread there. So that's what's going on there. And gold is just down $3. Now I have let's see, so 40 cents in silver, $3 in gold, and $42 in platinum. Interesting market we got going on here. So, and at the same time, I can't get an American read on currencies, but I'm getting a Canadian one. So our system is down here in the States. Not sure what that's all about. All right, let's see. Where do we go from here? Let's take a look at. I said we'd keep on checking. Oh, let's check out the Dax for first. It should be trading live now. And there it is. Is that it? Nope, it's not trading live. Why is it not trading live? Let's put it into here. Dax, D-A-X. It's the ETF. And they're giving us a 28.75 bid. That's nothing. They're not making quotes on it right now. It's sold at 30.21. So we're not getting a feed on that either. Tough morning on data, huh? At least for me. Maybe not for you, but for me. We fly blind. I do nothing. It's a stand down and wait for the data to start ticking again. Now, obviously, we have this indices and so forth, and that's pretty cool. But it really has everything else stalled out. We have commodities and indices ticking and grains, but we do not have currencies. Interesting. All right. Now, where do we go from here? I guess we go into the oil market. That's usually what we do. We go from Canada. So we've looked at that. That's holding pretty firm in there. Where is oil now? Down. It's down 41 cents. So it's bouncing around between 35 and 45 cents down. Now let's take a look at gold again. Gold down only just a few bucks, whereas silver is down about 40 cents right there. You can see that pressure on it. And it's trying to get back into the weekly sell. You can see that there right now. It is pressing through it. And it's trying to get into a daily sell, as you can see right there. So we're seeing the pressure on both of those, the weekly and the daily, on the downside. Could be end of the year stuff. I really try to not, and I keep on reminding everybody for the last 3 weeks, these trends at the end of the year can be fleeting. You know, they can be selling it down today, and the next thing you know is a day from now or 2 days from now, they're just taking it right back up, or this afternoon. This is, remember, people need to adjust their portfolios for tax season now. So they need to get out of positions before the end of the year. Offset profits from losses, the whole bit, and that's the name of the game. All right, let's head over to. We usually go right to the indices, I guess. Now we take a look at copper. There's copper there, and you can see copper's doing the same thing. It's starting to feel the pressure there, but we're still holding up pretty well on the weekly side of that. So copper's holding up. It's just a daily action going on there. And then where do we go from here? We did the platinum, which is, again, blow my mind type of situation. Let's do this. No. Okay. So let me just save that while we're here. That's the copper. Right there. Oh, I should put a line in there because it is trying to get into a sell. It's below the number, that's for sure. Let's save that. And there's the copper. And then, let's see. Did we save the silver? Yeah, I guess we did. I think we did. Let's go through that list there, and we can go back. And if someone wants to see something, we can jump right over to it. All right. And so let's take a look at the Nasdaq. There's the Nasdaq. It's holding up really fine. Firm through the weekly for X amount of weeks now. There's 3, 4, 5 full weeks going on a sixth. It's been in a daily buy for basically 2 full weeks there. So that's pretty good. What's the spreadsheet saying? Let's just go over to the fact check spreadsheet. 9 days. Yeah, right there. You can see that. Let's see what the reload does. There we are. And let's save that. And right there. Now let's double check for ferrous again what the S&Ps are doing right there. See there, keep on moving up. The pressure is moving up. And look at the white line now. It was through the time manifold. Now it's moved back up above it. So again, that product is acting very firm in there also. I try to remind traders over and over, it's the end of the year. I just want to say that. It's the end of the year. And people have to offset wins with losses. And then let's do the crude oil. Crude oil's holding up very well out of this action also. It doesn't even want to let me update. That's interesting. Save. And crude oil, there we are. And let's see, what's that Bitcoin? What's that saying about Bitcoin? Oh, Did I miss some quote? Oh, I did miss some stuff. Here we go. So AR says, so Doc, is it better to wait to do long? Okay, for 1 week. My long will be 1 week or 1 month, and short will be 24 hours. Okay, I see what you're trying to do. Looks like the markets are not rolling down yet. No, they're really not, and there's no reason for them to. It's still. I want to say this about that. That's my old Richard Nixon quote, and that is that you don't. You want to buy rumor, sell news. And right now the rumor is Trump is going to be president. That's what it really comes down to. The rumor is Trump's going to be president. And when he is news that he is the president, I'm not sure if we're going to see more of a launch up, like some really insane spike up, and then they'll sell it down. Okay, and then we'll see what goes on in January. But right now it's by the rumor, and the rumor is Trump's going to be president. And so that's why the markets are firm. They're surely not lifting because Biden's going to be president. That's insane. I mean, the man wants to raise taxes left and right. That always knocks a market down. So it obviously also here's the proof of it all. The vice presidential candidate, Kamala Harris from California, refuses to relinquish her Senate seat, and the fact that she won't resign from her Senate seat tells us that they're not confident that they're going to be, he's going to be elected. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, that's what's going on there. The rumor has been for weeks now, Trump is going to be president. And so because of that, the markets are holding up very firm. And that's the way it works. You buy the rumor, sell the news. It's a classic of the old ones. It's one of the only decent ones because let your profits run have disappeared altogether. That old adage has been dead for decades, ever since the creation of listed options. But buy the rumor, sell the news has usually been a very solid, very consistent characteristic for a long time. So that's where we're at. And then obviously, if they really were that confident that that they've already won the election, then Camellia would have been out of her seat already. She would be, she would have resigned, and that would have been in it. The state would have been already putting the governor there would have been putting in a new senatorial candidate. So far, I don't really hear any news about them, which is really odd. You would think that they'd be rolling out a couple of candidates and saying, okay, this one or this one might be the replacement for Camellia now that she's going to be vice president. It's only the media that keeps on telling us that she's going to be vice president. The markets are telling us that they're not going to be. I'll trust the markets over the media all day long. So that's usually the best way to look at it. And there's the Bitcoin. That's from there. They're not even giving us an update at all. I'll wait for that. And then we did copper. So what's next underneath copper? Oh yeah, there we go. There's the Dow. Let's do the Dow. The Dow's looking very firm. Same situation as you can see. The Dow hanging tight above the weekly buy number. But it was a nice spike last week. But you can see here, it's not. It's loped. It's rolled over. But the daily is very firm in here. So we'll see how they play with that. Yeah, I know that. Well, you can't watch the news. The news doesn't tell you much. You have to read the actual transcripts because the media won't tell us anything that's going on. There's a media blackout been going on in the States now for 4 weeks. They just refuse to report anything. And then there is the 10-year bond. They're lifting that up a little bit today. Now that went into a weekly sell, as you can see there, last week. Let's put that in there, right there. You can see it closed in a weekly sell, and there it is today, and it's not even updating yet for that. I don't know why that isn't doing it, but let's see what we can do here. Properties. Ignore tick, skip identicals, use as a default. Update every tick, real time. All right, so why is it not updating? All right, so you can see here the daily is lifting up fine. It's live and steady, where the weekly must be just literally zeroed out right now. It just must be totally zeroed out. Huh. All right. So that's where we are in the States here with all this action. Oh, there's Robo. I wanted to get Robo too. We'll take another look at Dax here and see what they're doing with the Dax. And there is Robo. That's the gas oil for the automobiles. There we are. And so that's the action we're seeing here. See, is it possible to bet on cannabis? Yeah, here, let me show you. We follow that. Let me open that up. Right. Where's it at? Right. There it is. It may come right up, too, because it was the last thing I see in that list. It's at the bottom. Yep, that's it. And so that's the major company in the cannabis marketplace. They've been in a weekly buy for 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 weeks now. We have a spreadsheet on our stock side for that. And we closed in a daily buy yesterday. Right there. And you can see it's been very firm. So it went from $15, almost doubled. It got up to almost, was it 20? Did it get up to 30? Is that 30? Yeah, I guess that's, yeah, it got up to almost 30. The high was 28.98 there, 29.23, 29.52, and it just updated. You see that there? We're starting to get some updates. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, that's Dax. Nope, Dax is not updating. Swiss is not updating still also. Okay. Yeah, you can see there they've just put a trade in. And you can see it's breaking down a little bit in here. But the weekly is very firm, and the white line broke down this week. That's from that one trade. We'll see how that goes from there. But, you know, broke through the time manifold. We'll see if it just does this, and there's another opportunity on the upside. I think what they also did is they changed legislation. I think in the U.S. House voted to approve decriminalizing marijuana nationally. That was on Friday. So that's a positive thing for the stocks. That's your classic buy on rumor. They knew that they were going to vote on that. And so the stock has moved from $15 6 weeks ago to $30 almost. So it almost doubled in price. Buy the rumor, sell the news. That's classic. And so that's usually the way it rolls with Wall Street and the old colloquial ideas. And so that's where we are at the moment. I would say that, you know, I would think this particular product down into the 20s. Now let's see what DAX looks like. See if we have the DAX again. Right there. See if that updated. No, that has not updated yet. Okay. Let's see where the S&P is since we're here. Getting firmer and firmer, getting closer to being plus for the day. Yeah, no, we watched the cannabis stocks because they were well overbought and they were a great short. And they collapsed 75%, which is an incredible number. They fell down over 75% in value. And then what they did is they turned around and shifted gears, you know. So, you know, they bought on the news, or they bought on the rumor that the House was going to take up the vote, and it took off. Let me go back to the cannabis for you. Right there. So the rumor was that they were going to vote on it, and it rolled all the way up, and then Friday it won. So they decriminalized marijuana in the House. So now it's just got to go over to the Senate and then get signed by the president. And I think the president will sign that. I don't think he has any problem with that because he thinks it's bad that it's criminalized to begin with. You know, it should be left up to the individual states to deal with what they want to do. You know, this national thing is bad when they come up with these national ideas. You know, it kind of makes it a little tough. All right, I think we're at the end of the road here, traders. Sorry we weren't getting our currencies in. I'm sure it'll be fine tomorrow. We're just not getting a decent feed off of that. So this is Doc from North America. We will catch you Tuesday with a real data feed. I'm sure it'll be all fixed by then on the currencies. Ta-ta for now. Happy trails to you until we meet again. That'll be Tuesday. Happy trails to you, to my electric trading crowd.